they've just gone 20 to 7 this Wednesday morning. Now, the amount of compensation egg and sperm donors receive could increase in an attempt to tackle a critical shortage of donors in the UK.
Infertility is expected to affect around 1 in 6 couples, and 4,000 people a year require egg or sperm donors. Donors are currently offered £61.28 in loss of earnings for each full day and up to £250 per course or cycle of donation, plus their travel expenses.
It's proposed egg donors should receive £750, while sperm donors could get up to £450. We went to meet a mum who agrees that the increases are well deserved.
My name's Claire Horner, and I started looking into egg donation when my husband and I, being a bit older, had a few goes to IVF, and I wasn't getting pregnant, basically I think because I was quite a bit older. We were desperate for a baby, and so our consultant at the time made us aware that egg donation had much higher success rates, and rather than going on having endless rounds of IVF that weren't necessarily likely to work, egg donation would be a very, very good option for us. In the meantime, I then developed breast cancer, and by the time I was clear enough from all my breast cancer treatments, such as chemotherapy, surgery, which in fact meant I wouldn't have had my own eggs anyway at the end of all this, we were actually very fortunate to be at the top of the queue. And on the first embryo transfer, I was absolutely overjoyed, as was Dennis, my husband, to find out that I was pregnant, which was just amazing. We saw egg donation as a wonderful opportunity, so it wasn't something that we come to after a lot of soul searching. We saw it as an incredibly positive thing. And whilst I get the feeling that by far the majority of egg donors wouldn't do this for financial reasons, you know, why shouldn't they get some kind of compensation? You know, I just can't put a value on what my children are worth to us. They're absolutely priceless. And so £750 I think is still a very small amount relatively for what women go through to be egg donors, but it is definitely a move in the right direction.
Well, Dr Hilary joins us now alongside Lara Witchins, Chairman of the National Gamete Donation Trust. Lara, you decided to be a donor yourself, didn't you?
It was a programme like this. It was GMTV in the morning. I don't know what made me have the time with twins, but yes, I realised there are too many people waiting for egg donors and decided that's the one thing I could do, and it's changed my life as well.
And so what do you think of this notion of compensation and the balance of it, I guess?
The 750 is a bit on the high side, because you'll have to realise that most donors like myself do it for truly altruistic reasons, but it's good to recognise that it is a gift for them, and we need to show our appreciation, but no amount of money pay what donors do anyway.
There's a lot more that a donor has to do. It's not just simply donating eggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the whole process and everything that's involved, which I guess some would suggest requires more compensation. Tell us what sort of things that they have to go through.
Well, an egg donor goes through a process of IVF and will have to take hormones, have to go to quite invasive procedures, and I'm not going to lie about it, it's not much fun, but at the same time, for egg donors, 6 weeks of discomfort doesn't weigh up to a life without children. And then at the end of in the UK, as the law stands, 18 years after the children are born, the donor, but that applies to both egg and sperm donors, could be identified. But it is a lifelong commitment for yourself and for your family. But again, it's nothing compared to having a life without children, if you want them.
Hilary, the word balance is going to come into this an awful lot, isn't it?
Sure.
I think we can all see why more money might be needed as compensation, but you don't want to offer too much, because people might be doing it for the wrong reasons and not altruistic.
That's right. If you go too far the other way and do what they do in America, and people are selling their eggs online for £15,000 in some cases, and that would encourage people to do this for the wrong reasons. It should be altruistic. It should be out of sympathy to help a childless couple, and it shouldn't be for profit. It is illegal in this country to do egg donation or sperm donation just for money. The compensation payment is exactly that. It's to pay for the inconvenience, the time off work, and I think that's absolutely right. But if we went too far the other way, we would have people, especially in recessionary times, maybe not being completely honest about their health, their family histories, selling eggs with less control, if you like, over what goes on, and there would be health implications for all parties concerned. So I think this is a good balance. Just compensating women who are donating their eggs correctly and appropriately, I think. Not too much, not too little. I think an adjustment is needed, and I think that's reasonable.
Despite what you have to go through, is it something that you would urge fertile women to consider doing?
I mean, that's not why I did it, but it has changed my life as well. It's amazing knowing that you can help people with something which effectively my eggs were flushing through my system. That's how I saw it. And I can't imagine my life without children. So I'm so glad I could help, and I will urge women to contact the NGDT if they see this and do want to become a donor. And that applies to sperm donors as well. You can change lives, and that is a wonderful thing. And there is a shortage of donors at the moment. I mean, it's a real problem. Yeah. So this, I think, will help to correct that as well, to some extent.
Okay, thank you very much, Hilary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.